Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, valued listeners, to the third episode of my new gaming-centric podcast, Arcade Renegades. Each episode, I'll have a guest with me where we will discuss the latest news in gaming. Then, we will play a mini-game myself or the guest will set up. You can call me Jason or Vaz, and today my special guest is none other than a good friend of mine, Yumi.
Hi, Vaso. I am a bunny. Hello.
Gas, a bunny, you say? So, what is your experience with gaming? Have you done a gaming before?
I have most certainly done a gaming before since probably I was in like diapers practically. You know,
Yeah.
I've been primarily like a Sony gamer throughout like most of my childhood, and then I like started getting more into Nintendo and like computer gaming and all that good stuff.
My first gaming experience was, well, we were in the living room, right? I was about 5. And my mom, she had a bunch of NES games and Sega Genesis games. She was playing Super Mario Bros. 3 and went to go make food. So I went to go play the game. I got really scared of the game over sprite. Like, really scared. And turned off the game and just played Sonic 1 instead. That was my first experience with gaming.
Oh gosh, I don't have a good enough memory to remember things that vividly, but like I knew some of like the first games I played were like let's see, there was this one like game on the PlayStation 1 or 2. It was like this game where you play as Goofy and you go around like doing like little mini games like golf and swimming, I think.
The
Sort of a mini
only
game.
the only game I remember with Goofy was Goof Troop. I think that
It
was
might
for
have been
NES.
that.
But you and presumably Max, I don't remember too much. Basically, whenever
Well,
on this
in the
island,
game, go ahead.
that was it.
You just go around an island.
Well, you also had this grappling hook you used to defeat enemies, right? And then I think it was about 10 stages or so. Probably about 10. And you go and defeat Pete. That's all I remember.
Yeah, and the one I played oh yeah, it's called Goofy's Fun House. That's what it's called. Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
terrifying.
And like Matt and like in that game you turn on the TV and Max is like a news reporter. He's like grown up.
Oh, good for you, Max.
He's a meteorologist.
I wasn't expecting that. But you know
Me
what?
neither.
Why not? So, Nintendo decided that they weren't going to go to E3. And it seemed confusing because they have a lot of games to showcase, right? Games that they would instead showcase in this Nintendo Direct instead. So
And
have
they've
you?
been doing the whole direct thing for a while, right?
Yeah, I just think that they're just going to completely separate themselves from E3 to just do their Nintendo Directs.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. But have you kept up with the Nintendo Directs?
Yeah, I watch them usually with my fiance because he's a big Nintendo nut.
Oh, that's good. So, the most recent Nintendo Direct happened on February 8th, and I know this is at least 8 days later that we're recording this, but I have a schedule of once every 2 weeks for this podcast. So,
Sounds about right.
we finally get a trailer for Pikmin 4, which is releasing July 21st, by the way. Have you grew up with the
Yeah,
Pikmin games?
I haven't actually played them myself, but I've watched, other people play them, and they do look really fun.
Oh, they are really fun. I played number 2.
Just number two.
I never played number 1, which is good because there is a secret timer inside the game. Like, there's a day and night cycle in Pikmin, right?
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
In number 1, you only have 30 days to complete the entire game.
Yeah, I know there's like a bad ending where you like get left on the planet or something.
They got rid of that timer in the other games. So it's more or less a case of basically just you can take how many days you want. And it's a nice relaxing experience as long as you don't leave Pikmin behind at the end of the day, in which case they get eaten and it is very sad. Pikmin
Aw.
4 is introducing a new mechanic. You have a pet.
A pet?
Yeah, this dog, from the looks of the trailer, is able to help you out.
Wait, like a full-size dog.
I don't know about full-sized. Maybe half-sized or something. I
I was gonna
recommend
say,
checking out
I
the
was gonna,
trailer a bit later, but you essentially have a dog that helps you.
yeah, I was gonna say that'd be like massively big in comparison to Olimar or whoever is the.
Oh,
I
very
didn't
much
see the
so.
trailer, but
Captain
yeah,
Olimar is great. I enjoy him.
it did look good though.
Oh
I
yeah,
might actually play it.
I'm excited to actually try it out. Although I do hope we get a Switch Pro at some point. I know everyone says that, but come on, the
I
Switch
think we
is
should.
nearing like the 6 year mark.
Jeez, has it really been that long?
Yeah, 2017.
God, I feel old.
Same.
Remember when I got my first Switch?
I am old at the age of 27. Totally.
26.
So, have you played Ghost Trick Phantom Detective?
I have not.
Okay, Ghost Trick Phantom Detective is actually one of my all-time favorite games of all time. It's on the DS. You play as Sissel, who is deceased, and you're able to essentially go around the map, basically control things like you open a refrigerator door, just stuff like that to essentially maneuver. Your job is to go back 4 minutes in time to essentially prevent someone's death, and you do this multiple times throughout the story. So using your ghost tricks of possessing items and again trying to move around the area, you essentially just need to try and prevent the extremely nonsensical deaths. But it is really good, and it's coming out this summer for the Switch.
So is it like a remaster of an older one or like a new title?
It is a remaster, and it
Yeah, I
definitely looks a lot better.
I appreciate that when companies like give like some older titles like some tender loving care, introduce them to like newer audiences.
Well, I fully agree. I thought this game was going to be like Lost in Time, but between that
Well,
and the Mega Man Legacy collection coming out, it's really nice that they're introducing a newer generation to some really good games.
is this game related to Ace Attorney at all?
It is, I believe, made by the same people. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I was just looking at the style on the like cover art and it just looks similar.
I do heavily recommend it though. It is a lot of fun. Or at least watch
I'll have to check it
someone
out.
play it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I might give it a look at. I like detective games.
Now, in games, are you a fan of designing your own maps?
Yeah, I used to play RPG Maker. One of them. I don't remember which one it was. There's like a whole bunch of them, but I spent a lot of time like designing my own maps on that when I was a kid.
I hear you. I love maps. I'd actually go through road maps and just imagine them as like platforming levels. I don't know. I was really big on maps. But ever heard of
Yeah, I
Etrian
totally get
Odyssey?
that. Etrian Odyssey.
Yeah,
That sounds familiar.
it's a game I actually played. So imagine you're on a grid-based map, right? It's 3D. So
Mhm.
the thing though is when you're going through this dungeon, you don't have a map. However, you have tools to basically make the map. Not exactly like design the dungeon, but to essentially design the map. So as you go forward, you can like place where on earth the floors are on your mini map, where the walls are, where the treasure chests that you found are. And
Yeah.
what's interesting is that the game, right? It is turn based, but every time you move, the enemy moves on the map. The game can be difficult. I don't think I ever got past floor 5 way back when.
Requires a lot of strategy.
Yeah, but I believe the Etrian Odyssey Origins collection is the first 3 games, if I recall correctly. And they're coming to the
Yeah.
Switch. They used to be DS games. But yes, they'll be coming to the Switch June 1st. Is that a game you'd be interested in?
Possibly. I mean, you said it's basically like sort of like dungeon crawling and you design the map,
Yeah, as you go along.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, now I don't remember if each floor is randomized. I don't actually remember that. It's been way too long since I've played the game. But
Procedurally
I
generated, maybe.
yeah, I think that it could be. Except for some select floors. But I could be
Hmm.
wrong about that.
Hardcore gamer just finally just manages to memorize all of them. There are people out there that would do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Just be like, yeah, I don't need to like go through this. Just design the map. Okay, done.
Big speed run
Yeah, really.
energy.
Maybe not even like design the map. Just go ahead.
Speedrunners are actually like wild though.
Oh, absolutely. Especially for a game like Pizza Tower, which I recommend.
Yeah, Melody told me about that earlier. Like she described it as like Celeste, because like in Celeste you're like a trans person, like
Mm,
I guess coming to terms with their identity, and then but in Pizza Tower you're becoming Italian. I guess that's the way she described it.
okay. So Pizza Tower stars Peppino, who is
Oh Lord.
essentially going to climb the pizza tower because Pizza Face has threatened to blow up his pizzeria, which is failing, by the way, with a ray.
Aw,
The game is actually not a Celeste like, it's actually reminiscent more to Wario Land.
Wario Land. Oh yeah.
Yeah, ever played those games?
No, but I'm familiar with how they work.
Yeah, I do recommend Pizza Tower. It is really fun, and depending on what you can go really fast. Pretty insane. But
Pizza
speaking of
Tower.
insane, wow, what a great segue. Nintendo Switch Online is getting the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games.
Thought they had that already.
Well, it's out now, but get this. When you play your classic Game Boy games, you don't have to play them in god awful green. You can actually switch like to normal. You can play your classic Game Boy games in normal colors.
Yeah, that always hurt my eye. I think didn't they have that like on the 3DS? Because I think I remember playing like a Game Boy game on the 3DS, and it just
I
kind of
don't
hurt my
remember.
eyes.
I'm also shocked with how long the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance ran for.
Yeah, I actually have one. It's
Was
sitting collecting dust right now, but it's got like Donkey. It's got like I think Donkey Kong and Pokemon Emeralds, or no, it's got either Donkey Kong or Pokemon Emeralds sitting in it. One of those two.
Now get this. I know you're going to be excited for this, but a couple of the
Oh
Game Boy
boy,
games that are coming out are collection of Sonic X episodes. Totally worth it.
like the TV show.
Essentially, there were a couple of Game Boy quote unquote games that were actually just a collection of some episodes from Sonic X, and that is now
Okay,
coming over to the Nintendo Switch Online.
Melody would like that.
But also get this, the Game Boy is not going to be a part of the expansion pass. Game Boy
So
Advance
is it?
is a different story. So if you
So
like
do you
Game
like
Boy
pay for it
Advance, you better
separately,
be
or?
coughing up that money
Oh, geez. Companies just squeezing all the money
to make the
out
expansion
of us
pass more worth
big
it.
gamers. Yeah.
My first experience with Game Boy, I got a Game Boy Advance SP. And my first game was actually Sonic Advance 3. I never
Played like the
played
first
1 or 2. I only played Sonic Advance 3.
I played like the first three Sonic games, like the originals.
Oh, I hope they do not port the original Sonic games that were for the Game Boy. Because they ported the Genesis games onto the Game Boy and they were awful.
Oh yeah, no, I played them on the Genesis. Yeah, I played the first three Sonic games on the Genesis.
So, what are your thoughts on Metroid?
Metroid.
Yeah.
I haven't played like the later titles, but I played like probably the first couple games. I think they're fun.
Oh yeah, I fully agree with that.
Like I'm really big on like, sci-fi stuff.
My personal favorite is Fusion, but my new favorite is slowly becoming Dread.
That's a newer one, right?
Yeah, Dread came out last year, I believe.
Yeah.
After 1,000 bajillion years since the last Metroid game, which is funny
Development
because I
hell.
guess people don't count Federation Force, but okay. But now we have the Metroid Prime Remastered out now on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
I've never
it
played
looked
the Prime
interesting.
games. Have you?
No.
So, from my understanding, from a particular YouTuber I won't name, the Metroid Prime Remastered is really, really good and is one of the best remastered games in existence. As I've never played the original, I can't really compare, but to have someone who is a really big fan of Metroid say that is definitely a testament. I do think that while we haven't gotten news on Metroid 4, I think they're going to remake the first three Metroid Prime games before they announce anything on 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I've just from the trailer, I think I know like a couple things about Metroid Prime. And yeah, that remaster did look like it was pretty well done.
Yeah, I did see footage of the original, and the graphics are really, really good compared to the original. Not that the original didn't
Yeah.
hold up. It did. Now, maybe they
I
can
don't know.
remaster Other M with the original script, because one of the reasons the story was so bad in Other M was because they changed a lot of the script. Oof.
Yeah. It kind of sucks when you can't second guess yourself like that.
Yeah, no, you can't.
I know I've done that before, like second guess myself on something that I thought was like a good idea, and then the thing doesn't end up going the way I wanted to.
Yeah, I hear you on that. So, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe releases on the 24th of February. Kirby's a really fun franchise. Have you played it?
Yeah. I was playing the most recent one with my fiance the other day because he got that for Christmas.
Do you have a Switch?
Yeah, I have a OLED, Switch OLED.
Oh, right, you mentioned it before. Whoops. Have you played
Yeah.
Kirby Superstar?
I have not.
It's about 6 to 8 games. It's for the SNES and it's co-op.
Well, that'd be something for
Yeah.
me and him to play together, I guess.
Oh, I fully agree. I played it recently with a friend. Went through all of it. It's really fun. And Kirby and the Forgotten Kingdom. I don't remember the name of the game, but I do need to play that. It looks a
You
lot
got it
fun.
right.
Okay, good.
Oh, you haven't played it?
I have not played it. My roommates have played it, but I have not.
It's fun. You can you that game is co-op too, actually.
Yeah, I didn't know what to think about the Kirby franchise growing up, but as time goes on, or as time went on recently, I've grown a lot more attached to it, and it makes me excited for Return to Dreamland Deluxe.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't like super into Nintendo games as a kid, but like as of like become an adult, like uh I'm getting like more introduced to stuff like Kirby and Mario. Well, I did play Mario games as a kid. I just wasn't super into it.
Same,
But,
actually. I was more
you
of a
know,
Sonic fan.
just being with my fiance, who again is like a big Nintendo nut, has gotten me more into Nintendo titles and whatnot.
Yeah, you guys should come to Canada at some point.
Ruby keeps trying to convince me to move up there.
Yeah, I guess shout out to Ruby, wherever you are.
Yes, she's chilling, maybe reading a book,
Or maybe playing Mario Kart 8
maybe.
Deluxe. What? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? Speaking of that.
That I have actually played.
So, have you played the DLCs?
No.
Okay, first of all, get it. It's so good. Really, really good. But Way 4, we're actually getting another racer, Birdo, and one of the tracks is apparently a brand new track. And just from the trailer, it looks really good.
Which one are you talking about?
I don't remember the name of the track. It's like Yoshi's something or another.
Oh,
Eh?
right, yeah. It was like a Yoshi themed one.
Yeah. But looking at the track, it looks really good. What I'm hoping for is because the tracks for Way 4 have yet to be announced at this current point in time, I want the Vancouver track from Tour. Because I've seen the Tour tracks, and they've been made so much better ever since they were basically remade into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And Vancouver Velocity has amazing music, so many Vancouver references. I really want it to come to Way 4. Now,
I swear,
mind
every
you,
time I play that,
if we go to Toronto map,
I swear every time I play that game with my friends, like I get my butt handed to me because all of them are like really good at that game.
yeah,
I mean, I played a few racing games growing up, but like it definitely isn't my forte.
yeah, I've definitely gotten a lot better over time.
Unless you're talking about like like that one Bandicoot race game. I was good at that one.
Yeah, I need to learn how to properly drift boost. But I love the tracks and the fact that there are so many of them.
Yeah, I'm still getting the hang of the drift boosting. I'll tell you what though, like actually, yeah, no, let me not get us off track, I guess.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
But yeah, are there... Okay, so have you played other Mario Kart games?
I think I've played like there's so many of them. I have played other ones. I just don't know which numbered titles they are off the top of my head.
Are there any specific tracks you would like to see in either Wave 4 or other waves of the DLC?
Um,
Drawing a blank?
I got a piece of paper and I'm drawing with a white pencil.
Oh no. Ever played, well, what was it? Double Dash? There was a cruise ship. I
I
want
think
that.
so.
Yeah, I want that to be in a DLC wave. Like, I'm so happy we got Waluigi Pinball from the DS game. I think it was DS. Pretty sure it was.
Probably.
Yeah, I think it was DS because all the maps on the GBA game were extremely flat like the first game. But yeah, the next game is Professor Layton and the New World of Steam. I mentioned this before the podcast, but you should really go play the Professor Layton games right
It looked
now.
interesting. I mean, it's like got steampunk vibes, right?
Yeah. Do you like puzzles?
I do. And I also like steampunk, which is why I was mentioning that.
Then I heavily recommend playing these games. Now, the original games are on the DS. I do wish that they would basically take the DS games and then port them to the Switch. Maybe they'll do
I mean, they
that.
might.
I don't know. But everyone in the game is obsessed with puzzles. You have to solve a lot of puzzles while also solving very, very intricate mysteries. It's a lot of fun.
You know, that always amuses me in video games. It's like you go in like a mansion or whatever, and there's just like elaborate puzzles that you would never ever find in real life.
Yeah.
Like who's setting
I
up all
agree.
these and why?
I fully agree.
But like real life would be a lot more interesting with puzzles like that, I guess.
Yes. I don't know if it actually would, but also yes, because that'd be fun to see.
Escape. That's why we have escape rooms, because people
Oh
are.
yeah, escape rooms are fun.
yeah.
I've just never actually been in one. I've played
I went
games
in one
about
once.
escape rooms though.
I went in one once, but we didn't make it out because it was my first time.
Oh, you died. Totally.
Die. Yes, you're talking to a ghost rabbit.
Oh no. No.
No, it wasn't one of those kind of escape rooms where it's like you are going to die. I actually don't remember what kind of escape room it was. We went to it years ago at this point,
Okay.
but it was fun. I think it was like, yeah, no, I can't remember.
There's a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure themed one I want to go to. Everyone who knows
Where's
me
that
knows
at?
how ungodly obsessed I am with JoJo. So of course I need
Where's
to go to
that
that
at?
one.
So where's that one at?
I don't know. I don't think it's in Canada. I don't have
I
my
can't
passport. And I don't feel like scraping my knee in the States and paying the price of a house. I'm exaggerating, but
Let's see, JoJo Escape Room.
I need to play the new JoJo fighting game though. I'm not too much of a fan of 2D ones now, especially since Eyes of Heaven was a 3D one.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting the JoJo fighting game. It looked interesting.
Yeah. There's also a Battle Royale game I don't hear about anymore.
A battle royale game?
Yeah, there's a Battle Royale JoJo game.
Is that like a newer thing? Like that was in the whole wave of battle royale games, or
Yeah,
like,
kind of. I'd say closer to 2019, I think. Or 2020,
yeah,
I don't
so many
remember.
people were riding that. So many people were riding that battle royale wave. It's ridiculous.
Like I will say, speaking of Battle Royales, PUBG, Fortnite, they are good games. I'm just not a Battle Royale person. I can
Oh, yeah, by the
acknowledge
way,
they're
I
good
hate-
games. But I will not play them because it's not a genre I am interested in.
By the way, I hate to tell you, but the JoJo escape room is in Tokyo.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
But
It
like
really does.
now that I know about it, whenever I take a trip to Tokyo, I might check that out because
I'll come
I
with
do
you.
eventually want to.
I actually do want to plan a trip to Tokyo at some point.
I do as well. I kind of actually finally got a taste of like some, how do I put it, like more authentic Japanese culture in Hawaii. There's actually like a decent amount of like Japanese influence there. Like they sell like Japanese snacks in the stores. Like they have like a bunch of 7-Elevens that sell rice balls and whatnot.
Okay.
It's like I kind of got a taste for it. And like, okay, now it's time for Tokyo next. just another couple thousand miles across the Pacific, you know?
Take a picture at the Shibuya crossing, and then don't ever take pictures at any other intersection elsewhere in the world.
Uh,
I'd like to go to Shibuya. That'd be
I
fun.
take tons of pictures when I go on trips.
Yes,
I
I like
I'm a big
to
photographer.
capture memories.
Hmm.
Speaking of memories, The Legend of Zelda: Tokyo of the Kingdom.
Tokyo of the Kingdom. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I am very excited for Tokyo of the Kingdom.
Ah, yeah. First we
I
had
can't wait to
whatever the first
can't wait to see
game was. Bring on the Weebs.
Breath of the Wild. Oh, no, yeah, yeah. Bring on the Weeps. Yeah, yeah.
We have
You got it right.
Tokyo of the Kingdom, releasing May 12th, a month before E3. The trailer
Yeah, I'm
looks
really
so
excited for
good.
that. It did. It did. Yeah,
I
I'm
think we
really
have
psyched for that.
a dungeon in the sky, and it reminds me of the one from Twilight Princess, which might be the only person who likes that.
No, no. Twilight Princess is my favorite. Is my
Oh, I
favorite
meant the
Zelda game,
dungeon.
actually. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like you're the only person that likes
Oh,
Legend of
I
Zelda. I'm
know
like,
I'm not.
excuse me.
I will say Twilight Princess is my favorite, though. I love Twilight
I love
Princess.
Twilight Princess.
Except for the rats. When you
Oh
start moving
yeah.
slowly and you go into wolf sense mode and there's rats everywhere, I get extremely grossed out.
I mean, I like cute little pet rats, but like I am not a big fan of like the kind that are bad and stinky and dirty. No.
Yeah, filled with diseases
Mm-mm.
like the stomach flu and
Oh,
a bad Silent Hill game. The
that's
worst
bad. Sound.
diseases.
Which Silent Hill game is that? There's a couple.
Homecoming. Everyone riffs on
Oh.
it, but it is genuinely bad as a major Silent Hill fan.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like saying I might be the only person to like this is slowly becoming a catchphrase on this podcast. I've said that
Uh-huh.
quite a bit in the other two episodes. But moving on to Zelda, I am really excited for Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah. No. It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm wondering because I wasn't sure if it was going to like primarily focused on this like Sky Kingdom dungeon or whatever, or if they were gonna, still have the surface world be a large part of it or not.
I
It looks
wonder
like
if
it
they're gonna bring
is.
back Skyward
Is that like an
Sword.
area from Skyward? I haven't played Skyward, but I
You'll
think
know
that's definitely the
Skyloft if you
vibes of
play it.
gaming.
You're there for like 3 hours.
Oh, jeez.
I might be over exaggerating, but the intro takes so long. Like Twilight Princess.
Yeah, yeah, it does have a long intro.
It really does. Fun and worth it, but long.
Hmm.
Is there anything else from Nintendo Direct 2023 that caught your eye?
I mean, that DLC for Xenoblade looked interesting, but I still haven't even actually played Xenoblade 3. I want to, but
Yeah.
as I said off stream, like a lot of things I want to play, not necessarily enough time to.
And as
There's
of
a
the recording of this podcast, the DLC is now out.
oh yeah, I
Speaking,
played the second Xenoblade Chronicles.
yeah, I need to actually play the games. They look so good. I just don't own them.
Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is really good.
But
I never played the first one, but
speaking of DLC though, Splatoon 3 does not look like much.
I have never even played a Splatoon game.
Everything about the DLC looks really just cosmetic, and I'm sure it's nice that we get to see the two girls kind of dancing, but the dancing kind of looks really robotic.
Plot twist: all the Squid Girls have secretly been robots the whole time.
Gasp! Oh no! Also, Deca Police looks really good. I want to play it.
Yeah, and that was another one I was thinking of. Yeah, that one looked interesting. I'll have to try that out. Actually, for some reason, when I was like watching the trailer, I thought it was going to be like a sequel to Astral Chain. For some reason, I don't know. It gave me certain vibes.
Yeah.
You ever played Astral Chain?
Pardon?
Have you ever played Astral Chain?
My roommate has, but I haven't. It looks really good though.
That's all. Yeah, that's also a really good game. I actually never got to finish it because I lost my Switch,
Oh no!
and then I lost all that data. So,
Sad.
but one of these days I'll actually probably grab it again and actually finish it.
Huh. Okay. You should do that.
Yeah, I was a big sad bun when that happened.
Much sad.
It's a good game though.
Now it is time for today's mini game. Are you prepared?
No,
No? Okay.
never.
Yeah. Never mind then. But yes,
Yeah, of course I am.
Today's mini game is called Two Truths, One Lie. I have with me many a character, about 8 of them, not really many. And I will list 3 things. 2 of them are true, 1 of them is a lie. It is up to you to figure out, without looking up on Google or Bing, what is the lie.
Bing. I am offended, Bing. I don't use Bing.
Sure you do,
Who
Chandler
even
Bing.
uses Bing? All right, have at it, Haas.
The first category is Mario. Number 1. Mario was originally a carpenter, not a plumber. Number 2. Mario was originally known as Jumpman. However, when Nintendo's US office were trying to think of a better name in time for the American release of the game, they were interrupted by their landlord Mario, after whom they christened the character. Number 3. The original Super Mario Bros. 2 was not released due to the source code being lost.
What was that last one?
The original Super Mario Bros. 2 was not released due to the source code being lost.
Let's see. I don't necessarily want to say like the second one because I mean sometimes ridiculous stories can be true.
Yeah, which one of
Oftentimes
the
it is
3
with-
is a lie? Little TLDR. Number 1, Mario was actually a carpenter, not a plumber originally. Number 2, Mario was originally known as Jumpman, and then was renamed to Mario because of their landlord. Or number 3, Super Mario Bros. 2, the original one, was not released due to the source code being lost.
That would suck. I'm probably entirely wrong, but I feel like it's the first one, maybe.
Is that your final dandy?
My final space dandy, yes.
Yeah. Oh, cool, you got the reference. Okay. You are incorrect.
Dang.
The lie
which
was
one is it
actually
then?
number 3. The original Super Mario Bros. 2 was not released because Japan, the Japanese team, believed that it was too hard for Americans.
Oh dang. That was like my second guess. Shoot.
So yes, Mario was not only originally a carpenter, but Mario was also named after the landlord.
Yeah, I kind of felt like that one might be true.
I mean, to be fair, when it comes to a lot of trivia stuff like this, we usually have our gut instinct, but don't go with it. The second category, Sonic. Number 1, Yuji Naka believed hedgehogs couldn't swim, which is why Sonic can't swim in the games. Number 2, in early development, Sonic was originally going to be a porcupine. Number 3, in early development, Sonic had a human girlfriend named Madonna. Which one is the lie?
Okay, I'm just thinking about Madonna the singer after you said that,
Yeah,
which is
I can't
absurd.
blame you.
Let's see. Let's see. Hedgehogs can't swim. Porcupine, and a human girlfriend.
Yeah.
I feel like I heard something about him having a human girlfriend, but I don't think it was like in the original game.
Just remember 2 and 3 state in early development.
Yeah.
Yeah, so number 1, Yuji Naka believed hedgehogs couldn't swim, which is why Sonic can't swim in the games. Number 2, in early development, Sonic was originally going to be a porcupine. Number 3, in early development, Sonic had a human girlfriend named Madonna.
Put on the timer music or whatever. Let's see.
The Jeopardy music.
Yeah, Jeopardy music.
Could you walk us through your thought process?
I do not think that he had a girlfriend named Madonna.
Is that the lie?
I'm gonna say that I think that's the lie.
You're actually incorrect. In early development, Sonic actually did have a human girlfriend named Madonna. That was scrapped.
Oh my lord. That's so good. Well, good thing that they did, because that's really goofy.
It is. I do think she was named after the singer. I could be wrong, but I do think she was. As for number 1, Yuji Naka did genuinely believe hedgehogs couldn't swim, which is why Sonic can't swim in the games. Hedgehogs can actually swim. So yes, the lie was that in early development, Sonic was originally going to be a porcupine.
Dang it. Yeah,
We
were talking about...
Something that Sonic was potentially going to be was a rabbit.
Oh.
There's also Mr. Needle Mouse, unless those two are the same. but
Dang it! Why?
a porcupine was not something in early development.
Dang it! He should have been a rabbit, and I'm totally not, and I'm totally 100% not biased about that in any way. Don't at
No,
me.
not at all. Next category, Metroid, specifically Samus.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, Samus's parents chose to abandon her. Number 2, her power suit was built by the alien race, the Chozo. Number 3, Samus briefly worked for the space pirates. Which is the lie?
Hmm. Let's see. You said so. The first one is her parents abandoning her.
Mhm.
The second one.
Her power suit was built by the alien race, the Chozo. And number
Uh-huh.
3, Samus briefly worked for the space pirates. Okay, in Metroid, do you remember the statues where you would get your power-ups?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are statues based off the Chozo. They were
Okay.
bird people, basically.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't know. The first. Let's see. The third one sounds believable. I'm gonna say the first one. Her parents abandoning her.
That is correct. Samus's parents did not choose to abandon her, they were killed. Her
Ooh.
mother was actually killed by Ridley. Her father chose to
right,
sacrifice
right.
himself.
Right. I remember that now. Actually.
Samus was then raised by the Chozo, who then built her
Oh.
power suit. And the Chozo are the reason why the power-ups are located in the map to help Samus out. And in the very controversial Metroid game Federation Force, a brainwashed Samus briefly worked for the space pirates. The more you know, sparkle, sparkle.
Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Yeah, I remember that now. The thing with Ripley, or I almost said Ripley.
Ripley.
Ridley. Yes, Ripley from Aliens.
Oh yeah, totally. Speaking of Ripley, Samus, one of the inspirations for Samus was Ripley.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I didn't jot that down though. On to the next category. Donkey Kong. Number 1. Nintendo won a lawsuit against Universal Studios in 1984 when the latter claimed that Donkey Kong was copyright infringement upon their character King Kong. Number 2. The DK rap was written by Akira Yamaoka, who would later go on to compose the soundtrack for the Silent Hill games. Number 3. The original game was actually supposed to be based on the Popeye cartoons, but copyright issues forced Nintendo to create new characters. What is
What did
the
you say was
lie?
the first one?
Number 1. Nintendo won a lawsuit against Universal Studios in 1984 when the latter claimed that Donkey Kong was copyright infringement upon their character King Kong.
That sounds pretty believable.
Number 2. The DK rap was written by Akira Yamaoka, who would later go on to compose the soundtrack for the Silent Hill games. Number 3. The original game was actually supposed to be based on the Popeye cartoons, but copyright issues forced Nintendo to create new characters. What is your thought process?
Popeye. The first one, I feel like I've heard that before. So, I mean, that sounds pretty believable. Maybe that doesn't mean it's not a lie, but it sounds very believable because I could see the parallels between King Kong and Donkey Kong, at least early Donkey Kong, like when he was, princess capturing type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Pauline.
I'm gonna say the third one.
The third one? Is that your
Yeah.
final dandy?
Yes, I am blasting off again to the stars.
That is incorrect.
Oh,
The DK rap was actually written by Grant Kirkhope, who worked on the Banjo and Kazooie games.
oh, yeah. I was gonna say I know the guy you mentioned did work on Silent Hill, but
Yeah, when I was looking for a composer, of course I went for one of my favorite genres, my favorite soundtracks, my favorite game franchises. My favorite lack of understanding the English language. On to the next category, Link. Number 1. Originally, Link was going to be female and named Lena until the developers decided on the current hero. Number 2, young Link is voiced by a female. Number 3, Link is canonically left-handed.
Hmm.
Walk us through your thought process.
Did young Link even speak? I don't remember.
I mean,
Although,
the
there's
hyas
always
technically count.
that's fair. That's fair. What's that? Is that like that's like Wind Waker, right?
Yeah.
Or
Well, I think so. There's also Ocarina of Time.
yeah, that too. I did actually play Ocarina of Time, or the remaster of that a while ago.
It's a good game. I still like Twilight Princess
yeah, it is.
more.
Yeah, same.
So I guess walk us through each of the 3 so-called facts.
And then you said the first one was
Originally,
Link
Link was going to be a female named Lena until the developers decided on the current hero. Number 2, young Link is voiced by a female. Number 3, Link is canonically left-handed.
I feel like that last one's really not that weird. I mean, like, being left-handed is uncommon, but I mean, it's not like weird or anything.
Oh, it's really not.
Yeah. If I try to write with my left hand, it looks like kindergartner Scrabble, Scritch.
Yeah, I
Scrabble,
agree with you.
heck. And let's see. I've heard young Link's voice, and like, there actually are a lot of when it comes to Japanese characters, younger male Japanese characters being voiced by females, but
yeah.
Not
Also, keep in mind one thing. Whether it be the American young Link or the Japanese young Link, I'm taking those in mind.
Okay. I haven't heard the Japanese young Link, so I have no idea about that, but I don't know. I don't think it's the first one. I think I'd never heard anything about that, like or them originally being named Lena.
Yeah.
I think that's the lie.
And you are correct. I came up with that at the last moment.
Oh my god.
I was like, Link? Lena?
Yeah, it sounded a little bit far-fetched.
Yeah.
At least to me, anyways.
Like the Pokemon?
Oh my god.
Far-fetched?
Far-fetched.
Yeah.
Sir far-fetched.
Badumps. Next category. Eggman. An early concept saw him wearing pajamas and holding a pillow. Number 2. He once blew up half the moon. Number 3. The name Eggman was not due to his design, but actually due to an inside joke about one of the developers eating nothing but eggs for 2 weeks.
That's a lot of eggs. Let's see. Pajamas and a pillow.
Was
the second one?
So I'll just go through all 3 of them. Number 1. An early concept design saw him wearing pajamas and holding a pillow. Number 2, he once blew up half the moon. And number 3, the name Eggman was not due to his design, but actually due to an inside joke about one of the developers eating nothing but eggs for 2 weeks.
That second fact makes me think about Assassination Classroom.
Yeah, I can see that.
I feel like that's something Eggman would do, though. Because he's, generic evil guy.
Generic evil guy.
I mean, he is.
They really need to go over his past more, though. There's a lot of implications regarding him, but nothing is really fact.
Small tangent. If you haven't seen that new Sonic TV show, you should. It's good.
Okay. I've seen a bit of episode 1, but I haven't continued it. Not like I didn't like it. I was just busy at the time.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. Was it called Sonic Prime or something? Whatever. Yeah. Let's see. I know you could get with some of these, because some of these could be partial truths, but for example, the one with that guy being the composer for Silent Hill, which is, that part's true, but the other part was not.
Yeah.
I feel like the third one is a lie.
Is that your final dandy?
Yeah.
So yes, an early concept design actually saw Eggman wearing pajamas and holding a pillow. You can actually search that up. And in Sonic Adventure 2, he did blow up half the moon in a very famous cutscene.
That's awesome.
You found the picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was resembling Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh.
Not regarding pajamas, but regarding, I think, the face.
Yeah, I can see it.
Unless Teddy was an egg. We are
Yeah,
now down.
it's the mustache.
Yeah, it's definitely the mustache. We're now down to the last two categories. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Professor Layton.
Oh boy, because I know a lot about that.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I absolutely.
Number 1, he is a professor of archaeology. Number 2, Professor Layton and Don Paolo, a villain in the games, were once love interests. Number 3, all of his children are adopted.
Assuming Don Paolo is a male character.
Yes. You can
Okay.
also look up his design if you want. It will not spoil anything, but his design is fantastic.
Don. How old is this game series?
Late 2000s,
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to determine because if it's like an older game series, I'm like, well, would a Japanese company be that progressive?
Let's see. Curious Village was released in 2007,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
Don
that's
Paolo
feasible. I mean, that's
appeared
feasible
in
then.
3 games.
That's feasible then. I was gonna say if it was like 90s or something, like it'd be a little bit out there to me, but
Yeah, no,
since they
yeah,
weren't
yeah. If it
being
was
really open
90s,
about
I
those
highly
kind of
doubt that.
relationships. Let's see. So him being a previous love interest, his children being adopted,
And then him being a
um,
professor of archaeology.
a detective and a professor of archaeology. Okay. Uh, hmm. Dang it! Now I'm wishing I've played the games.
Again, they're
Da, da,
really
da, da,
good.
da, da,
Get
da.
a DS emulator.
I mean, I guess he could be a professor of archaeology and then also a detective.
Perhaps. Who knows?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's that one. Yeah,
Which one?
the him being an archaeologist. I don't know.
So the first one?
Yeah.
That is incorrect. In fact, Professor is part of his title. He is
All right.
actually Professor of Archaeology. All of his children are indeed adopted, but him and Don Paolo were not love interests.
Of course.
Even
That
though
was my
with some of their
second guess.
interactions, it kind of seems like it.
Oh, they got that kind of dynamic going on, huh?
It kind of seems like they should kiss.
Have you seen Inside Job?
Inside job, inside job. To
It's
Google.
a show
Oh wait, yes I
on
have. Yes I
Netflix.
have. Yes I have.
Yeah, there's
It
this
got
episode.
canceled, and it really sucks that it did.
Yeah, there's this episode in the first season with this like secret agent guy.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
you know what I'm talking about?
I know
The
exactly
villain,
which one you're talking about.
and they like got some like sexual tension going on or
It's like the
something.
James Bond character.
Yeah, that episode amused me.
Yeah. I wish the show wasn't canceled.
Yeah, I'm really hoping like another network might pick it up or something.
Yeah, like for
'Cause
Tuca and
I love
Birdie
that show.
before they got canceled again.
Yeah. Oh, they got canceled again?
Yeah, after season
Dang it.
3, Tuca and Birdie got canceled again.
Stupid.
But it could come back. I mean, Futurama was canceled like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I mean, like 4, I think. 3 or 4 times Futurama got canceled. But yeah, the
All right,
final
that's the last
category. And a character you know very well. Sarcasm included. Phoenix Wright.
Oh my god. I mean, I know some stuff about that.
Number 1. In the myriad of murder cases, Phoenix has gone to court for at least one civil case. Number 2. What led to Phoenix Wright...
Been taken to court as a defendant or
defended someone in a civil case.
okay.
Number 2, what led to Phoenix Wright losing his attorney career at one point was due to him winning a game of poker.
Mm-hmm.
A game of poker caused events that led up to that moment. Or number 3, Phoenix Wright would later adopt Apollo Justice.
Apollo Justice.
You can search up the character Apollo Justice. He has great hair.
You said adopt him?
Phoenix Wright would later adopt Apollo Justice.
Like as his father.
Yeah,
Okay.
like an adoptive father.
Hmm.
So, number one, Phoenix has at least defended someone in one civil case. Number two, Phoenix losing his attorney's badge was kickstarted by him winning a game of poker. Or number three, Phoenix Wright would later adopt Apollo Justice, who first appeared in the fourth game.
I'm gonna say the second one.
The second one?
Yeah.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
It is so ridiculous, the series of events. But Phoenix Wright would
Let's hear
ultimately
it.
lose his badge due to presenting falsified evidence, which was ultimately created because of someone being... Essentially, the guy that Phoenix won a game of poker with, the guy was deciding which of two people that would defend him, basically. The guy that lost the game of poker would ultimately basically hire someone to falsify evidence that Phoenix would play in court, which would ultimately lead to Phoenix losing his badge.
Who was the guy that lost?
Well, since the games are eons old, you can search up this guy. His name is Christoph Gavin.
Okay, hold on.
His breakdown is by far my favorite.
Oh geez. I think I could see the said breakdown that you were just talking about.
Which one? There's one with him holding his fist up and everything floating in the air. And then the other one near the end of the game where he's like, his arms are spread out. No, not spread out. Held close to his chest with his hair flying in the air.
I just linked it to you.
Okay, that one is after the second, or after, but who knows? I'll send you the breakdowns.
All right.
But I believe that's after the second one. But yeah, no, Apollo Justice originally worked for Christoph Gavin. When Christoph was arrested, Phoenix Wright brought Apollo onto the team, but never adopted him. And now it's time to see how many you won, because I was not keeping count. Whoops.
I think it was 2.
Let's see. So at least, so about 3, because I think you got
Right.
Layton and Wright wrong. Phoenix wrong. So congrats,
Yeah,
out
those
of
were the only
8, you got
3,
3. Unless there was something you got right, I will keep I will keep an actual score in the YouTube video for the podcast.
Uh-huh.
But congrats, you have won yourself another day to live.
Wow.
I know,
I didn't know you were gonna. I didn't know you were gonna murder me if I got some more wrong.
right? You got above 2. That was your requirement, I guess.
Right.
So, where can we find you? Aside from your house.
Where can we? I was gonna say. Let's see. I've got a YouTube channel.
yeah.
I've got a YouTube channel. Uh, I've got a Twitch, which I do a lot of streaming on. I kind of took a break, like through December and January, but I'm getting back
Okay.
into streaming. Been playing, as of recording this podcast, I've been playing Dead Space Remake. I put that on hold for my vacation. I'm probably gonna get back to that.
Okay.
Playing Dead Space Remake. And then also I have a Twitter account
Okay.
and an Instagram.
I will link all of those in the description. If this is somehow on Spotify, whoops.
I do also have a TikTok too, which I plan to start posting shorts to, but I haven't done that yet. Which, by the way, you should totally make some shorts if you haven't. Like, you can get a
I
lot
don't
of
know
views
if
with
I
those.
can at the moment.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I don't think I can at the moment. Not like I physically can't, but that I'm only at 181 subscribers.
What do you mean?
Oh, no, never mind. I think can I do shorts?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I
I
was gonna
think
say
it's the
I
community
make
posts.
me
I
and
can't do
Melody
yet.
make me and Melody make friends or make shorts for this guy for this person. They're they them actually, yeah. Is they them person.
Mhm.
And they've only got like 80 something subs, so you
Okay.
can make sure. And I've also got shorts at 56 subscribers, so you can make them at any
Okay,
time.
so yeah, I think it was the community posts I was thinking of. Now, I
Yeah.
found your Twitter. In
Yeah.
case I post this on Spotify or something else, and I can't exactly link, people can find you
I'll just link
at
my accounts to you.
on Twitter at Arashi Tsukino, spelled Arashi _, TSUKINO. And your Twitch link, again, if this is on Spotify or whatever, and I can't exactly link, is found on your Twitter. Same with your YouTube. Yeah, okay,
Let me check that real
Twitch is the
quick.
same thing. Arashi Tsukino, spelled the same way.
With an underscore
Yep, with the
in
underscore.
between those.
Well, thank you for joining me on Arcade Renegades. It was nice having you.
Heck yeah. I wish I knew more about a couple of the games you talked about, but it was interesting like kind of learn some stuff about them from you.
Oh yeah, the more you know, am I right?
Sparkles.
Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Well, that's it
Rainbow.
for this episode. We need to find a way to close this out. Aside from a door, maybe the window. So I guess until next time, take care. And don't forget to drink water. Stay hydrated.